Today I had a very unique experience. I was interviewing a gentleman. I did kind of the natural thing where you're like, hey, how's your day going? And the guy was like, man, my day's not going well. I'm like, oh, okay. It's an interesting way to start an interview. And the gentleman said, yeah, my fiance just broke up with me. And I thought we were going to spend the rest of our life together. And she broke up with me. And I was like, whew, okay. Again, quite a way to start an interview, but all right, tell me more. And we had a good conversation about this, and the gentleman was super, super successful, done a lot of incredible things in his life. And like the next thing he wanted to accomplish was he wanted to get married. And he had invested the last several months into this relationship, and he was literally real time dealing with the fact that that goal wasn't going to come to fruition. Now, what was super cool was I was able to completely relate to this gentleman. Prior to marrying my incredible wife, Tabitha, I also was engaged to another incredible woman. And for really God's plan, she broke up with me after we had been engaged for a few weeks, and I was devastated, absolutely devastated. And I was like, man, I don't understand how this could have happened. But what came out of that relationship, I've shared with many people, is that I had been introduced from her to a gentleman named Reed, who I would have never met. Reed was a pastor at the church that we went to, and ultimately even after the relationship ended, became really good friends with Reed. And Reed's a very successful businessman, and Reed went on to be my business coach for many, many years, encouraged me to write the book that many of you guys have read. And even through that ending of that relationship and me meeting Tabitha and getting engaged and marrying her and now being married for over 11 years, he's spoken so many times into our marriage and encouraged us, counseled us, coached us. And I owe so much to that man and that relationship, which wouldn't have happened had I not been engaged to that other woman. And actually, I would not have developed the relationship I have with Reed had that relationship not ended, because he was there in a close relationship at that time. So I got to take that extremely painful and hurtful time of my life, and I've processed that many years past and see what amazing things that have come from that. And then I got to use that experience, that painful experience, perhaps what some people might call a failure, and use that to encourage somebody else in real time. And I think that there's a really cool lesson in that. Leaders who embrace painful experiences and challenging circumstances and then are transparent enough to be able to share that with other people and not be too prideful and say, hey, I'm the boss, or hey, I'm the guy controlling this situation, or hey, I'm too important to share that, can actually take that to encourage it. And I believe that gentleman left after I shared that story with him and said, wow, I don't know if I'll get back together with my fiance or not, but I can see how perhaps there might be some incredible circumstances that could be lifelong that could come out of this. And so that's my encouragement to you. Share your story with people, because you've gone through that for a reason. It was painful and hurt at the time. So let's redeem that. Let's take something positive from that and share that with people to encourage and build them up. So my encouragement for you today is to encourage other people with your story.